Are you ready for some healing? Then give a huge round of applause for the voice of Lucio, Jonny Cruz!
Hi guys. I like how this is just totally empty right here in the middle. Like, who put these chairs together like this? All right. What if I just placed it there and it floated? That'd be so cool, man. Yeah, you know.
So it helps you.
No, I'll
get it.
No, I got it.
No, let me get it.
What's up, guys? As you can see, I'm a ham, so let's get this party started.
Wow. Welcome to Tampa.
Happy to be here, guys. Your air is very wet. Very wet.
So you're like the voice of Lucio?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Do you ever look yourself in the mirror and go, I'm Lucio?
No.
Yeah, well, I didn't think you did.
I mean, I look in the mirror and I'm like, all right.
How'd you do it?
How did I do what, Igor?
How did you? Because you weren't always Lucio.
Well, I'm not Lucio, but I...
Okay, but you're Lucio.
Are you asking
How did you get the role?
This is also the way we're sitting, like...
It's pretty... This is how we always...
Like, is this what you guys do? Hey, let me tell you what is going on. Okay, so how I got Lucio and how I worked with Blizzard, if that's the question. We'll start with that.
That's the question.
So I've been doing... my focus was on-camera acting for many years. That was the dream, to get this face on your television screen. So I have. So I booked some roles over the years, and my focus wasn't voiceover, because in my brain I was like, well, I don't think I really have a voiceover, a voice for voiceover, or like, in my brain I didn't think that was kind of my path or a possibility. Even though I was like, oh, I would love to do that, I think I was kind of limiting myself in some way. So over the years, I was just really focusing on camera, and then I got a manager who was like, hey, would you like to be introduced to a voiceover agency and have a meeting? And I was like, okay. And then so I went in for the meeting, and I was just so chill about it. I was just like, yeah, I can do that, it'd be pretty chill. I went into the booth, I read for them, but I think I've been training as an actor for many years, so reading copy, it was just like, it was there, right? So they decided to sign me, and then I was like, yeah, sure, okay. As I was trying to get,
the voice you use when you talk to your agents?
This is the voice I use for every voiceover audition I get.
Do you
They're like, can you change that? Just even use your normal voice. Johnny, you just need to, the way you're talking to me, just talk to me that way. And then I was like, time to heal up!
That kid just fell over. That's how good it was.
No, I think that kid fell over from boredom. So at that point, I was just kind of doing auditions, and I didn't realize, I mean, how nuanced and how difficult it is in certain respects to get into voiceover. Like, I had an agent, but I wasn't booking anything. And I was like, what is wrong with me? But I think it was just having a little bit of focus to understand the difference between on camera and behind the mic, and finding my own voice, right? Finding what really sounds the most sincere behind a mic from me, and what other voices can I turn into a sincere performance and make people feel me from behind the mic. And that was like, I had to take classes, you know, I had to like figure it out. I had to like start to open my mind to this world. And video games too wasn't something that I was like, gotta be in that video game. Not my brain, I was like, I'm in the next Marvel movie, when's that audition? Just like everything else, I was like, yeah. But it was funny because when video games would come around, they started to have more auditions for video games, and I really didn't pay much mind because they pay incredibly terrible. I hope you guys know that. I hope you're like, I can't wait until I'm in a video game. Really bad pay, but comes with you guys, so that's good. If you get a game that's fun for everyone. So when I was doing the auditions, I didn't really put too much into them for video games because I was just like not really in that realm. But a friend of mine told me years ago to get into voiceover. I told him no, or I was like, that's not really my place. Give me some advice for on camera. Years later, I tell this story all the time because it's just so weird. I remember watching The Last of Us, and The Last of Us was one of those games where you're watching and you're like, you get lost in the cinematic, the gameplay, you're in it, and you're like, it was an experience where it was the first time I looked up an actor in a video game because I was like, who was that guy, right? And I looked it up, and it happened to be my friend who I lived with in Texas, or didn't live with him, but we did movies together, we did like commercials. Troy Baker, who the friend I asked for advice. And he was like, and I saw his video game history of like, he had made a career for himself voicing video games. And this to me was like, I don't understand. How did you do that? And he was like in so many games, but he had taken it on himself to really make an art of it. And I think in that moment, I was like, I really did have just a thought of like, wow, he did that. Maybe I can do that. Maybe I can actually take this seriously and actually book some video games. And so from there, I think it opened up my mind in a way to video games in which I hadn't before, because I hadn't seen that world. And so I remember just being like, okay, let me focus on this. And when a video game audition would come up, I wouldn't be like, oh, where's my Marvel audition? I'd be like, let me figure out what this character is, what it is, and really spend some time with it. And yeah, and then that's when Overwatch came, Hitman, like all these video games that came across my path. And I tried to find the most sincerity I could in each role. And with Lucio, I think that was me finding an altruistic sense of myself. When I encourage my family, when I encourage my friends, and I get hyped up, you'll probably hear Lucio, you know what I mean? And so how do I put that into the game? How did I just put that into a mic? And yeah, I did the audition. I remember it came, it had a, I could talk all day.
Yeah, I mean, you should, I mean.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, it came in, it had a picture of a little Latino boy. It wasn't Lucio as you know it today. It was an actual photo of a Latino boy with like a hat, he had a skateboard.
It wasn't a drawing? They took a photo of a boy?
It was a photo of a boy.
Some guy is out there running around, I have no idea, he's Lucio.
He was the original artwork of Lucio that inspired me. Yeah, and I was like, okay, all right. I was like, is that what he's gonna look like in the game? And I was like, okay. But he kind of had a little paragraph of like, Lucio's like, this fun-loving character who plays music and he encourages people. He's the guy you want to be around. He's very likable. And I was like, okay, I can do that. You like me?
Yeah.
You like me?
Yeah.
You like me?
Say you like him.
You guys are terrific. And so I found it there. There was 5 lines, and I was just like, okay, I can do this. I'm gonna do me in this entity of being excited to see people, excited to have them around, to show them that they can do it. I went in, did my 5 lines, which I think one was, woo, jackpot! I say that? How do I, woo, jackpot? No. Woo, woo. That's literally what I do, guys. We have a Lucio. Oh my God. So I went in, I did the audition, and it was under a code name called Prometheus. So I didn't know it was Overwatch. I had no idea what it was. It was Prometheus the game with a little Latino boy. And I was ready to do it. And like 2 months later, it was like, I got an email from my agent. They were like, hey, the people from Blizzard's Overwatch really loved your audition. They would like to cast you in the role of Lucio. And I was like, who? Who is this? Because I didn't audition for that. And then I realized, oh yeah, video games use code names, so they don't get leaked because of my big mouth. And so at that point, I was thinking like Overwatch. Oh man, Overwatch. You know, and then I started having flashbacks to my friend, like 6 months earlier, being like, check out this gameplay, man. It's gonna be the dopest game. It's 20, what? 15? 16?
Yeah, I don't know.
And it was like this gameplay of this game, which was Overwatch, and I was like, wait, is that the game? Because I remember watching that trailer, I was like, this is what games look like now? And I was like, whoa, and he was like, yeah. And I was like, whoa, and he was like, yeah. And so I remember after, like I had that little flashback, I went to my room and I was like, hey man, I just got cast in that game, Overwatch? And he was like, I don't know, he was not turned toward me, so he goes, what? And then he's like, you got cast in the game? And I was like, yeah, dude. He's like, you got it! Freaked out. And so that's when I knew. I was like, oh wow, this is, and he explained to me it was like Blizzard's first IP in like 17 years, which I had actually seen like Titan gameplay years ago and thought that was like crazy cool. And so that, at one moment I was like, oh cool, I got this something pretty neat. But I never in a million years thought it would be this. Like, in all my years of like acting, you never know what's gonna hit. And the way it connected with people and has brought people together and allowed my art to be seen in a way that I never even would have thought of. Like, it's mind-boggling and really, really amazing. So that's kind of like how I got to right here.
That's so cool. You said that when you were starting to take voiceover seriously, you took some classes. And a lot of people come up and they'll ask, about getting into voiceover and all this stuff, but I was wondering, first of all, what exercises do they do with you in a voiceover class, if you remember any? And also, do you think that voiceover, the ability to do it, is something that you're born with, or can you not have an incredible voice, VO voice and develop it?
No, I truly believe, like, in this world, the time, attention, focus you put on anything, it can grow into anything you want it to be. Like, I think we limit ourselves by our own thoughts about ourselves. Like, I never thought I'd be known for my voiceover, I think, guys, to tell you the truth, I sing terribly. And that was part of it, probably. I was like, well, I don't sing good, so I shouldn't be doing anything like voice. But that's just my own thought process. Like, if I really wanted to become an incredible singer, I now know that if I want to do it, I can, right? I just have to put the time, attention, and focus on it to make it a reality. And I think we are the only people who limit ourselves from saying, I cannot do this thing, only because somebody told you, like, oh, that's not good, dude. But you didn't allow yourself to be good, right? You're not gonna pick up a guitar and the first day be like, if you did, I'd be like, wow, you're freaking amazing. But you have to take the time, attention, and focus to get good at that thing, right? And I truly do believe that you can learn anything. You can learn to have a much more outgoing personality. You can learn to sing. You can learn to do whatever you want if you put the time, attention, and focus on it. And so, what was the question?
I mean, I don't know. No, I do. about voiceover, I mean, so that you answered the second part. The first part was, do you remember any like exercises that you do in class? Like, what do they teach you?
Well, they teach you to read copy, right? Like, they teach you to sound as natural as possible. Like, there's different classes, there's commercial, like, just like acting, right? You don't want to indicate, you truly want to, like, feel, and you want to be natural. Like, the things we do in a normal conversation, if you're not paying attention, and you go into a read, you'd be like, the dog jumps fast, right? That's the line, like, the dog jumps fast. How do you take that line and make it a reality and sound sincere? So if you have thoughts behind and feelings behind the dog jumping fast, right, that's going to cause you to have a different read. If you're afraid of the dog jumping fast, you'd be like, oh, the dog jumps fast, right? And that, if you put that into a read, people will be like, well, what choice is that? Unless, you know what I mean? That there's this level of thoughts behind the words that you're saying, emotions behind the words that you're saying that will indicate how to say it. I think good performers put really interesting choices behind the thoughts when reading the words. And we all make like weird little like, I don't know, right? Like that's a real thing someone would do. So if somebody's talking, be like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, that's so, there's nothing behind it. But if you're in a life choice, in a life moment to make the choice of like, I don't know, right? There's stuff happening behind that. So they're teaching you to have thoughts, emotions, things behind each line, right? And so to make it sound natural. And as you go through it, I think you'll find characters that will come out of you that will have their own like sound, right? You can have different like characters that you develop as you're going through and trying to make, you'll get a piece of artwork in like 5 lines or something, or a couple lines. You look at the artwork and you're like, what does that sound like? And that's the creative part. You can like make it into anything. You can make it sound however you want. So you might find a character, and I know that Junkrat, he used to have this voice as a character he would audition with for certain things that would come up that needed a kooky character. And finally, it just fit perfectly into Overwatch. You know what I mean? So you're constantly developing and creating, and these are things you can put in your pocket. You know, I got a Southern guy who's really always just angry, you know, like, and it sounds sincere. I'll put that one in my pocket for if that ever comes up. So yeah, these are all the little things that you know to like pick up as you really start to put time and attention and focus. What was the question?
Well, that was a free acting lesson for everybody here. That's fun. Just Venmo Johnny $30 at the end. No, that's cool. I'm gonna take that. That sounds fun. Yeah, do you think I could be a voiceover?
Well, when I said that, you know, you can do, I wasn't talking about Igor, but you guys. Yeah, of course.
Listen, if anybody has any questions, there is this microphone,
Magic
and you don't have to be that tall. We can change the height of the microphone. And if anyone is brave enough who's wearing horns on the side of their head, oh, perfect! Whoa, what are the chances? Yeah, just I would just say if you can limit it.
Fight!
To make it. Whoa! That was such fast running.
That was Lucio?
All that I will ask is just keep it to please one question to make it fair on everyone else behind you. Is that off?
It's not on.
Yeah, it's on.
It's on?
Yeah, just get a little closer, or grab it, whatever you want to do. It's your life.
I was curious if you had any particular Lucio skins that were like your absolute favorite and like your favorite line that you recorded that goes along with any of those skins?
That's technically 2 questions, but
Special!
They defy you immediately, Igor. So I like Ribbit and Jazzy, right? Thank you, I don't know.
Ribbit and Jazzy.
I love when people are like, yeah! I think this embodies me. Can't stop, won't stop! That just embodies me as a human. Yeah, thank you. She's got a knife.
Who gave her a knife? Ask as many questions as you want.
How do you feel about a ship between Tracer and Lucille if Tracer was straight? Do you want Lucille? Yes! They are standing together.
You know, I'm an equal opportunity dater. You know, it doesn't matter if anybody's whatever. I think it's always good to keep an open mind. So if Tracer's down, you know, I think Lucy will be like, "What are you doing?" So yeah, I think everybody should just love everybody. That's how I feel.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Who's your favorite Overwatch character besides Lucio?
Well, so okay, I think I'm out of my mind. And so Junkrat, I play a lot of Junkrat. But also, I like Genji's just coolness, man. And if you can play Genji and you're good at it, it's like, wow, dude. Wow. So yeah.
Okay, thank you.
What's your best experience with the other Overwatch voice actors?
I mean, I love all of the voice actors. Like, they all have their own weird quirks and personalities, and they're all so lovely and nice, and I think we're experiencing this thing together in a way that kind of really bonded us. And I really have enjoyed going and traveling with Gaku Space a bunch, which is Genji, because you wouldn't expect, his face always looks so serious, but boy does that guy have such mischievous tendencies, and he loves to laugh. Like, he's just so,
Can you do his laugh?
oh man, that's his laugh. And you love it when you get him to laugh. It's so funny. Lucy Paul's so funny. Oh my god. Charlotte is the sweetest human being, and she has nurtured me into. I think she's almost mothered me into being a man.
She birthed you.
Wait, well, okay. Yeah, Carolina Rabaza is so sweet, is so adorable. Anjali is the cutest little cuddly buddy. Josh Peters, like they all. Keith Silverstein's so funny. Good.
Dancing with Parson.
Oh yeah. We danced in a dude circle in Australia with Chris Parson. That was fun for some reason. Yeah, they're all in their own different ways, super amazing. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you do your ultimate voice line?
Oh, let's break it down! Woo!
Can we hear that angry southern voice of yours?
Wow.
I actually did it for a video game coming out pretty soon. Let's see. Get out of here!
Perfect.
So mad.
Hi, me again. Through your acting career, have you ever contracted tinnitus? And if so, how did you acquire it?
So, I do have a slight ringing in my ear that I heard this morning in the silent shower I took. It was very silent. And I was like, why is that ringing so loud? Jump back. I went to a Chance the Rapper concert. And I was actually front row. And the music is the loudest in the freaking world. And I was standing there as he was like singing and the music was jamming. I was like, ah! And I'm looking around and people were like, yeah! And I'm like, ah! And then so I immediately had to leave because it was incredibly loud, and I got made fun of because I couldn't hang in the front and lose my hearing. So that's how I got tonight.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Not bad for that. You're welcome, man.
So earlier
stops today. Hey, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I can only sing notes that I want to sing. You try to make me sing somebody else's song. It's like, what song are you singing?
Hello again. Before I ask my question, just a brief statement that I think I saw at a recent convention that you mentioned you like to bring people together and also do this wonderful community. I happened to see at a convention a Lucio cosplayer proposing to a Diva cosplayer.
Where was this?
Holiday Matsuri in Orlando.
Oh, that is so cute. Where was that online? Did that happen online?
I tried to look online. There was no one. I didn't see anything, but I saw it with my own eyes. It was pretty adorable.
That's so cute. I mean, the way in which this game has brought people together, moms, dads with sons, relationships. Well, that's not that way, guys. It's just like how it's all like connected people.
This game is destroying family.
Hold on. What I mean is like how it's brought people together in a loving way and built relationships and communities. That is, to me, so amazing. And that sounds exactly like something that would happen.
Awesome. And my question is, if you were to choose the location for the next new Overwatch map, where would it be? Both either this world or off the world. I like the one on the moon.
Okay, we're gonna need a map with a lot of boob potential. It's mine. Don't offer. Okay, give him your idea.
I was just thinking Grand Canyon because they could boot them into the Grand Canyon. Say that?
I did say that thing, yes.
Well, so. Sorry.
Brazil?
Tampa Bay MegaCon. Moving off the bay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh no. It's a Reaper. You know what? I can respect a Reaper, okay? I can respect a Reaper. Well, what's going on, man? Like, why? Why did I... Wait, hold on! I meant that in the general sense. Come on, man! You got me. I love it. I'm a girl! I love that about you. You're fabulous. What's your question?
Can you even rollerblade?
Can I even rollerblade? So, I used to live in Germany many years ago, and we had one channel on the television, and it played a lot of news. And me being a 13-year-old boy, I said to myself, I'm gonna go play outside. But the only way to go play outside is in a wheeling fashion. So my mom bought me some rollerblades, and I rollerbladed all over Germany, and I could do tricks. I could jump off stairs, I could skate backwards. I'm like a little figure skater on rollerblades, I'll tell you what. This is a true story.
But can you do it now?
Well, do you have rollerblades? Oh. Yeah, that would have been amazing.
You're making yourself push out.
You know what I mean? Push out. Do you believe me now?
Still no.
Hello.
My little Lucio.
I'm sorry I Lucio made.
You didn't need that first part. Just kidding. I love it.
So, my question is, which is the best role, tank, support, or damage?
I mean, I'm really biased.
I vote Tank.
I think we all need support in our lives.
Very
You
true.
know what I mean? There we go, support. By Lucio. Give me a, let's break it down. Let's break it down.
Oh, let's break it down!
Hi.
I'm sort of fangirling. I really love you so much.
Oh.
You may not know this one, but Lucio, how's my favorite international DJ?
You know, I've played a lot of music, which is still my favorite song. That's from Heroes of the Storm. Heroes of the Storm, play it. It's good, play Lucio, Heroes of the Storm.
Good morning, how are you?
A little.
This is our boy, this is our hype.
I have a few questions.
Yeah.
How was your childhood?
How was my childhood? I like this question because we're gonna go deep. How was your childhood?
Oh no.
No, let me have this one. We're gonna go deep into the life of Jonny Cruz. And I want you to sit back and relax. And I want you sit back and relax. I was born in El Paso, Texas, to a Puerto Rican mom who she looks like me, but her skin is very light. And I had an older sister, Charlene. I grew up in a single parent family, just my mom raised me. My dad was out in the world sowing his roots. I mean, you gotta love the guy, he just did what he wanted to do. He wasn't around, but I think my mom did the best she could to, number one, make sure I turned out to be a decent human being. And I think as a mother who'd never done this before, doing a single with, multiple jobs, she tried to do her best, right? And not knowing exactly what that's like, she encouraged me, but also spanked the shit out of me. You know, I was like, I don't understand what is happening. You said I could do it, but then you hit me with a belt. I don't understand. So, growing up, I think there was a lot of for me in particular, there wasn't a lot of male mentor figures in my life. And I think I kind of went through life being like, well, who am I, what do I do? And I think I found my love for acting in the 7th grade. And that's where I kind of found a little bit of identity, maybe, a little bit of a place to put my energy, a place to put my time and focus. And that was the first time I had a teacher look at me and be like, hey kid, you're good, what's going on? Pay attention, right? And I think that's a big reason I got into acting was I had a teacher look at me and say, I see something in you, there's something there. And I think I've taken that moment and I've stretched it all the way to here. And that I think means a lot in life is when you just take a minute to look at somebody and encourage them, support them, right? And so I got this crazy dream to maybe one day be an actor, be somebody who inspired other people in that way that I was inspired. And so, yeah, I mean, there's a lot more other stuff in there, but let's leave it at that.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for the question.
This is the question I actually have from my friend. She's on FaceTime right now, so she wanted to ask you a question if you don't mind.
Yeah, get her on.
Okay.
Okay, say that one more time. Scream it.
If you have a favorite character besides yourself, who is it?
I mean, she missed the part where I said it was Junkrat, which he's crazy and I love to blow stuff up, and also Genji, because that dude's just too cool, man. Yeah, Cyborg Ninja! And I'll give it to you guys. Tell her.
Bye.
Tell her she's so sweet. Bye. Knocked out. You know what? The funny thing about that is I recorded that beef very early on. And to tell you the truth, guys, I don't know all the interactions on Overwatch or what's even out or released. That came out recently, and in a way in which I was like, oh, I've been talking about that for a long time. Whoops! I wasn't supposed to. So can I guess now I can. No, I'm really interested to see what that is. You know, I think Symmetra is an interesting character because, you know, I think bad guys don't know that they're bad, or as we might go to see, who knows who's good or bad in the end of all this. But, you know, my dad, I don't know, did you guys know my dad was in it? I don't know if that's a line in there, if you guys know that my dad. Okay, this doesn't leave this room. Vishkar had taken some plans from my dad and stuff like that, and so there's some real beef between me and this huge mega corporation, Vishkar, which I think, you know, Symmetra's an ally with.
Ellie.
No. So, I mean, I don't, beyond that, like there's still it's so vague, and I actually don't know because they know if they tell me, I'll probably just tell everybody. So, I'm interested to see what happens and what's going to come of Lucio, because there's so little, and I think they're saving the best for last. Am I right, guys? Am I right? That was very lackluster. Yeah, man, whatever. Thank you so much. Hello.
Whichever Overwatch character is your least favorite?
Is Reaper still here? Did she go? Look, okay. So there's reasoning behind it. This is nothing about you. I think Reaper's like, his line is die, die, die. When I heard that, I was like, why the anger? You know what I mean? So I think Reaper's like, he scares me, so there you go. No! Showed you, Reaper.
Hey, so I was curious, how high can your voice go?
All right. We're gonna find out tonight.
List of banned questions.
Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. That's how you get tonight.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Anyways, I want to state that I've played Lucio since the launch, and you're an inspiration. So I want to know what. I'm an aspiring actor. How did you first get into what right after you graduated high school and got into college and all that?
Sure. I would say this. My path is going to be different from your path, but I think there's always a common denominator of once you put your time, attention, focus on something and make a decision to say, I'm going to do this, right? A lot of the times we're like, I want to do it, I don't know how to do it. But I think once you say, I'm going to do this, right, very definitive, I'm going to do this, you start to see the world a little different, right? Because now you're actually looking at really blaring pieces of information that'll catch your attention, right? So now let's say somebody's mentioning an acting class, right? Or you're thinking about it, and you're like, I'm gonna do this. You're like, okay, what do I need to do? I probably should talk to somebody who's an actor and done it, right? Then you go talk to that person. They're like, oh, well, take an acting class. You're like, oh, okay. And then you go take an acting class, right? In that acting class, you're learning things, and then you meet somebody who's like, hey, you should meet my manager, right? Or you meet this manager, and this manager's like, all right, you need a little refining, but I'll take you on. I'll send you an audition. And then you're like, oh, really? And then you're like, you go on an audition, and then you're like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. And you ask somebody, he's like, what do you do in an audition? You take an audition class, you know what I mean? And so all these things start to become your own puzzle piece that you're putting together, but I would say you make a definitive decision to say, I'm going to do something. In any way, shape, or form, I'm going to do it. And then look at the world around you and start moving towards it, because it'll give you clues, right? You're going to find out the right information over time about what agencies are good or something like that. You'll find that people are with certain agents, but the only way you do that is you start to take a look at it in a serious sense. So anybody who I ever ask me is like, well, number one, make the decision to do it. And then number two, always classes, training, finding your own voice. That's a given, you gotta do that. And then when it comes to like meeting people and like getting on jobs, I think the more, in the beginning of course, how you treat people and how you act on set and the way in which your energy is, if you're a good person, if you're truly care about the work and you're genuine about it, people will continue to give you work, right? You want to be somebody who's like, you know, people are like, yeah, I want to work with this guy. And then many years in, then you can become an asshole if you want. But, but in the beginning, of course, you just, and I think throughout life, people are going to give you a job if you do the work and you're just a good dude or girl. You know what I mean? So what's your next step? What are you going to do?
After I get my associates at HCC, I'm moving to Atlanta.
Okay. There you go. And then what are you going to do? You don't need to know. I guess when you get to Atlanta, when you land,
when I land,
you'll know. I gotta go take a class! Yeah, thank you, brother.
Okay, so if there was like an event and Overwatch was like, okay, you can make your skin whatever you want, like from the hair to everything, what would you make for Lucio?
Booty shorts. Real tight wedgies, you think?
Shine on it,
yeah, really like they do for the women, let's do it for the dudes.
You're so ready with that answer.
I have never answered that question like that before, ever. It just came to me and it was a vision. I was like, booty shorts. I think that would be fun. But also like a cool, all like slicked out, like X-Men, all black suit for Lucio, so he's like, oh, I don't know. Booty shorts.
Hi. Is there any voice lines you want added to the game for Lucio? If so, what?
You know, I want something in some way musical, because I did the beatboxing line. And that was fun. That was all improv. They let me do that one. And so if they got me doing like, ooh, 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 yeah, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I don't know. Like, yeah, put some music on it, let me just go. That's what I want to do. Thank you.
Texas.
What's up?
So I know we're all here for Overwatch, but the real character, how much would you get paid to hang out with Teenage Dad for a day?
So if you guys don't know, you better start to know. I make this series called Teenage Dad on my Instagram.
Who has seen Teenage Dad? Is anybody
Yeah, there we go. If you haven't seen it, you are missing out on the weirdest thing you've ever seen. It's basically I made a sitcom, an overproduced sitcom, nice cameras, laugh track for Instagram stories. And basically the premise is this kid does a science experiment and his dad accidentally drinks it and he becomes a teenager like his son, Teenage Dad. And Teenage Dad is the worst human being you can ever meet. And his son literally has to be the logical person in the relationship and keep his dad from doing the weirdest things. And it's really dumb. And I love it. Everybody pull out your phones and follow Jonny Cruz, at Jonny Cruz, JONNY-CRUZZZ. He's like, somebody watched the entire series before the end of the day give you a free autograph. They're like
We'll
1 minute, guys.
We'll ask you a quiz question.
Yeah, I'll ask you a quiz question. Yeah, pop quiz, hot shots out there. Yeah, and it's super funny, in my own opinion.
So how much would you pay?
How much would I?
Okay.
The real teenage dad? I think it would be fun. Yeah, so very, like me personally, I like teenage dad. You gotta check it out, guys, it's ridiculous. So $5. Yeah. Yeah, watch it right now. In the middle of the battle, I love it. What's up?
What's your favorite video game?
Ooh, that was the sweetest little boy I've ever heard. What's your name?
Finley.
Finley? Finley. Dope name. Okay, so one of my favorite ongoing series is Zelda. That is a game that I think taught me what games could be. Because back in the day I played Ocarina of Time, which it's a while ago. But I literally, it was spring break, 98. I'll never forget it. I'm not kidding. I sat there during my spring break when all my friends were like, let's go to the mall. I sat playing Zelda for 18 hours a day. And I remember it as if like it was the most grand adventure of my entire life. Like my friend would call me and he'd be like, hey man, Cindy and just Cindy. Cindy wants to hang out at the mall. You want to go? And I'd be like, oh, hold on man, I gotta ask my mom. Phone down. And I just play the game for a little bit. I can't go, man. She said no. That's how much that game like changed my life. So it was crazy. It's still one of the like when I hear the music and all that, I'm like, oh, you know how you get when you, no, nobody else cries? Okay. Thank you, Finley.
It's hard to get it.
I like his style.
Okay, I was going to ask if you were to make Lucio like as a dessert, what dessert do you think he would
be? Oh my goodness. Okay. So it would be, I mean, it's going to be a rich, thick, super thick chocolate cake with some ice cream on the side. I like coffee ice cream, guys, so I'm just going to put that in there because I like it a lot. So a thick, gooey, moist chocolate cake and some coffee ice cream on the side.
Who's your favorite Overwatch League team?
Mayhem!
Yeah!
How do you feel about the new Mercy nerfs?
The which one?
The nerf to Mercy.
I love it. You know, calm down before everybody erupts into like terror and anger. Just play a little bit more Lucio, you know what I mean? What was that? Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Hi. Do you know that you can tell us if there's a Lucio short coming out?
You want to tell?
I'll get the.
You want to cue it up?
I'll get the screen.
Yeah, cue it up. Guys, I got a surprise for you, and I was only going to do this if you guys asked me. But I have a Lucio. Just kidding, there's nothing. I'm sorry.
That was too easy.
No, it wasn't, because honestly, here it is. I am the most affected by this, okay? But I tell myself this lie that they're saving the best for last, and one day we'll get some wonderful Lucio. But just spam Blizzard. Just tweet at them daily in like a massive, we need it, and then I think and then we'll get it.
Will do.
Thank you. Hello?
My best friend couldn't make it here tonight. Would you mind saying hi to her?
Is she on the phone or is it? What's her name?
Bree.
Yeah, call Bree.
Want me to call her?
Yeah, call Bree. I'll leave her a message if she doesn't pick up. Come up here.
Yes.
Hey, come. Oh, you want to put it here? Hey, Bree? Yeah? Hey, what's going on? It's Jonny Cruz, voice of Lucio. This is Jonny Cruz, I voice Lucio, and your friend? Kennedy wanted me to talk to you. You're in front of a huge audience right now. What was that? What? You already did, honey. You already did. Well, what are you doing right now? Boring! Put it down, play some Overwatch! Well, I just want to call and tell you I love you so much. And hopefully you get good grades on your test. Okay? Alright, Bree, I'm out of here. So much love. Kisses. You're welcome. Hi.
I was wondering if you like frogs. I have two questions, but do you like frogs?
Do I like frogs? I do. In Puerto Rico, they have cookie frogs, cookie, and I always used to run around and chase and try to catch them. They're so cute. So, but do I like frogs?
Frogs are my favorite animals. So just...
Do you have a frog on you?
I don't. I wish.
That would have been cool.
But my second question is, what do you think Lucio's taste like?
You know what? When I was growing up, I used to really love a couple different cereals, but one really I would binge on for some reason, and they were Rice Krispies Treat cereal. Anybody? For whatever reason, I just went ham on those all the time, and they had like a vanilla-y, marshmallow-y flavor. Oh, and I also really love Lucky Charms. So maybe a combination of both of those.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I do a D&D campaign with my friends. And
What is it?
A D&D campaign.
Okay.
And we specifically have a food god statue that
Yes.
we're carrying around. It's a
Yes.
frog, gold frog with emerald eyes. If by chance, what would it say if for some reason it started speaking? Like.
What?
Could you record it so I
Yeah.
can show it at our D&D
Yeah.
session?
That's what I think it would, especially in a D&D. He's like an old ancient god and he's like a gargoyle-ish.
Like, I don't know what our DM is exactly doing with it, but I refuse to let anyone have it because I'm like, anytime it's mentioned, I'm like, no, we have to keep the blue statue.
Okay, great. Let's camera, other camera, switch camera.
My phone is being weird.
No. This isn't.
Why is this event?
No, my phone is being weird. Hold on, I'm just
Just do a reboot, just a hard reboot. Just a reboot.
Okay, need the team
to Apple tech support. Just he's like an Instagram. Just throw it away.
away?
Just go, yeah, just throw it away. Got it?
You said that you wanted booty shorts skin, right?
What?
Yeah,
What's happening? What's happening?
Do you have...
No. So I was thinking different skins have different type of like ult sounds. Would the ultimate be, let's drop that ass down? Or do you have...
I mean, obviously. Let's drop that ass down. There you go.
Sorry, children.
Sorry, children.
Sorry to the children.
You're welcome, children. What's up, my man?
What is your favorite superhero?
Ooh. Who is my favorite superhero? Okay. You know, growing up, I really was a huge fan of Wolverine. He had such an attitude and pizzazz. But then as I got older, I'm like, he's really angry. So, you know, I never thought I would like Iron Man as much as I do. Because he's smart, he really doesn't have any powers. He just was able to like make some stuff up for himself. And he also has just a lovely personality. There was one time I was hanging out with this girl and she goes, you know, you remind me of Tony Stark. And I was like, it was like, I was like, you just told me the best compliment a man could ever get. And then we kissed. And we broke up. Too much information. What about you? Who's your favorite?
Spider-Man.
Adam, what?
Final 2 questions.
If Lucio could trade skins with any other hero, who do you think he should trade with?
You know what? Going back to booty shorts. Diva. just a skin tight. That's funny. I think that's funny.
One of my friends loves Lucio, and I think he'd dislike to see us. Can you say, let's drop the meat?
Let's drop the meat?
Ew.
Is he a butcher? Please tell me he's a butcher.
Disgusting.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is this legal?
I don't know. As long as this doesn't get around the internet in a weird way. Let's drop the meat! It sounds similar. Let's drop the sausage! That one's got more pizzazz.
That's it.
Yeah, no.
We're going to be heading back to your table right now over a little celebrity session, so come say hi.
Come give me hugs, kisses. Love you guys so much.
Thank you.
In the day room, we usually have your TV, whatever it's going to be, and then couches where when you're not training or when you're not on a call, you can be human, you know, and do whatever you want to do. So the guys all had, I think at the time it was 24, it was Jack Bauer, 24. Yeah. And somebody had caught that they were airing.
Guys, I mean, it was just so cool. And just, obviously we all dressed up like women in that episode. And Aaron and the girls dressed up like men, and Rancic wore a tutu. So that was pretty epic to see too, and just some.
Big round of applause for all the contestants, by the way.
Last time I'm taking